If somebody is calling you out your name, you are well within your rights to confront that. Who is going to be called out their name and not confront it? I'll tell you who that person is. That's a person that I don't want to be president, because if you can't stand up to a bully like that, then how are you going to stand up to these foreign nations? So if you getting called out your name, people out there in the world listening right now, because we're all over the world, people in the world listening right now, if you get called out your name by anybody, you are well within your rights to confront that.
Yes.
Don't walk away from that turn the other cheek.
Sometimes walk away from that. Sometimes keeping it real goes real wrong. But
okay, every situation, you got to judge every situation.
Yeah, just on its merits.
If Mike Tyson walked up to me and called me out my name, I'm probably going to let that ride. Yeah. But if Mike Tyson walked up to me and mama and called her out her name, I got to fight him.
Yeah.
That's just what the rules are. You can call me out my name, I'm going to back down from Mike Tyson. You call my mama out her name, I got to fight Mike Tyson. Those are the rules. If he called you out your name, I don't know, that's a crapshoot. You might have to just eat that.
Yeah.
I mean, if me and you are around and Mike called you out your name, I'm like, Mike.
I'll be like, hey, I mean, he might not be wrong. And
you called him stupid because he asked you to get a copy of the Polaroid.
I didn't say it to his face.
No, you were so annoyed because so many people had asked you the question.
I rolled my eyes slightly.
Knocked them in the back of your head. All right, there were some other false claims that had to be fact-checked later on. The fact-checking response to the vice presidential debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz highlighted a number of inaccuracies from actually both candidates, which became a central talking point after the event. One key focus was on immigration, where Vance claimed that 320,000 children had been lost by the Department of Homeland Security and were subject to sex trafficking. Now, can this happen? Yes. But this was fact-checked as mostly false, with the accurate figure referring to children who had not appeared for immigration court hearings or received necessary documentation, not that they were lost or trafficked, as Vance suggested. Right. On abortion, as you brought up earlier, Jay, Vance made a claim regarding Minnesota law, saying that doctors were not required to provide life-saving care to babies who survived a late-term pregnancy. Late-term abortion, this was also debunked, as the Minnesota law does provide protections for infants born alive, and such situations are exceedingly rare, occurring in less than 1% of abortions. Another moment under scrutiny involved Vance's assertion that Iran received over $1 billion in unfrozen assets, which was tied to the recent Israel-Hamas conflict. Fact checkers determined that this was false. As Maury would say, they determined that was a lie, as there has been no evidence that such amount of assets were unfrozen under the Biden administration. So that was the reason why we needed the moderators to be fact-checking, because he's telling lies on national TV, and there's people out there that, well, I don't know if they're not smart enough, don't have the forewithal to...
Wherewithal.
Yeah, well, knew I was going to mess up one of these words. Wherewithal. Right. I don't even know what word I was trying to say before withal. I don't know where I was going. It was wherewithal, but I don't know why I put for in front of there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm struggling today, but hopefully you're still enjoying the show. Anyway, you better have the wherewithal to do the research, or whatever, to fact check it, and you're just thinking, because some people are the nicest way that I can say it, naive enough to believe the politicians are always going to tell you the truth, and that's right. There are some that are blatantly lying to you to affect the election. Yeah. So 100%. You got any parting thoughts on this VP debate?
Yeah, ultimately it didn't matter.
No, it didn't matter.
I just thought, it was boring. But that's good. But that's good. Like in a way, like that's good, because it's like, okay, it was a normal debate. That's how it felt, and then we hadn't seen one of those in a while, where there was just no, backbiting and people trying to get zingers and one-liners and all kind of thing. Like it was not substantive on Vance's part, but it was just a normal debate, not people just screaming at each other. So I good. Boring is good. I appreciate that.
If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notifications button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/Unsolicited Perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.